You're a dope, I mean. No, it's dopamine we're talking about. We're looking at dopamine for our focus, our productivity, and our motivation all in one. Let's examine it now. To be honest, I've improved my dopamine regulation in the last couple of decades to get much more out of my day. Now, since 1990, the interest in dopamine in the community, the medics and neuroscientists and so on, psychologists, has increased well beyond acetylcholine, which in the meantime has decreased. So why? The thing about dopamine is it's a neurotransmitter and it's associated with reward, motivation, and reinforcement. It plays a huge role for us all. It influences our productivity and then our sustainable motivation going ahead. Now, you can't directly manipulate your brain's dopamine levels, but you can engage in activities and adopt strategies that naturally stimulate the release of dopamine to enhance your motivation and thus be more productive. Set clear goals. Now, if we think of looking at a video online or a picture, and there are some incredible differences between, let's say, the photography and the manipulation and editorial of photography online, and we see, wow, that's just a better photo. Why? I don't know. But if you see the same photograph that was originally taken, it's raw footage, and it's not edited, you just kind of go, well, that is actually much better. It just catches you straight away. That's the same thing as goals here. If you can refine the goals, then it's manageable. Now, dopamine loves the fact that things are soon, they're sudden, they're here. And so if I can just jump it, I can get there. And it's like, woohoo, I just did a jump. Super. Think of when you're a baby. There's all these little things like smiles. That's a dopamine urge. I didn't smile before. Woo, cool, I've done it. Oh, look, there's an auntie. Oh, smile. Why? They have sweets for me. Woohoo! And so there's all these little buzzes going along. So when you're really small and you're young and you're experiencing things for the first time, you're getting all these things. But like the attuned picture, once things become ordinary and you can see like images online all the time and they're top class, you just kind of go, so what? Like, I've seen it before. And that's when your dopamine burns up. So we have to be very respectful of this. But with the clear goals, if we have little steps with these goals, then once we attain them, we jump, we get the smile and the buzz from that, we start seeing the next one, and it's not too much effort. So we'll jump a little bit more because we've already done it, and come on, I'll do it, and boom, you get your little reinforcement, your little motivation and reward. And so before you know it, you look back and you go, I've got 3, 4, 5 steps done here. This is pretty good. I think I'll just do one more. And if you have that one more, well then that's all it is. You're being present. And that's where you can break the goals down and make sure that dopamine is not dictating it, but rather you're planning in how you're setting the goals in the first place. Now, if you break things into smaller tasks, what happens is your dopamine is released, not just upon completing the task, but also during its anticipation. And breaking down larger tasks into smaller manageable steps is the way to go, because those steps will add up to one big boom, your achievement level. And completing each step releases dopamine along the way and keeps you motivated to continue. Think of the forest and Little Red Riding Hood and the little breadcrumbs. These are little pieces of dopamine. So we go, oh, breadcrumb. Oh, lovely. And you continue on, oh, breadcrumb. And you're like, oh, and there's another one. And suddenly you don't realize you've taken 10 steps, right? And you kind of go, oh, the overall plan here is to get to the end. Well then if you start kind of realizing that, you can start getting a shovel and pick up all the bread and put them into a basket and go into the house, sit down and eat it and enjoy, because you will get there. So if you respect dopamine, it will respect you. If you celebrate small wins, it's going to help you, because with these achievements, and they are achievements, even though they're small ones, you're personalizing them and saying, well done, this is great, I feel good about this. Recognize and reward yourself for completing a task, even if it's only a little step towards the next step, because this releases dopamine and reinforces your positive behavior. And it's a positive behavior that is the trigger of the inspiration in order to go on the journey in the first place. So we need to be able to upgrade that each time. If a thing is too big, if it's too far away, it can be daunting. It's like a mountain, and then we give up. So we need to be able to take little rests along the way, little camps each night, and go, okay, we've hiked a few hours today. The weather isn't that good, but we've got this far, right? Let's be safe. Let's camp down and accept the fact that we're halfway up a mountain here. This is pretty amazing. You can have then positive reinforcement. Well, what's the result of me going a little bit further? Well, if I do another 50 feet up the mountain, which is huge, I can be safe in the next hour, and then the light will go, but then I won't have time to do the tent and to be fully safe, to camp there. So do you know what? I'll do 20 steps. If I can do 20 steps, then I'll have the 30 steps that I could have had by climbing in order to do the tent, and I'll feel good that I've gone forward. So you're pushing yourself a little bit more, and you're giving yourself positive reinforcement. By pairing tasks you might find, say, less enjoyable, like pitching the tent, with activities you may enjoy or rewards you look forward to, you're giving yourself that heave-ho the positive way. And this association can release dopamine and make the task more motivating. You wake up the next morning and you're already 20 steps up the mountain that you should have done the night before. If you create a reward system, by doing this and setting it up, you're completing tasks, and the anticipation of the reward triggers dopamine release, motivating you to stay more productive in the longer run. It's all about sustaining things. By practicing throughout your mindfulness and your meditation, it's going to pull back from the dopamine. It's almost, but not necessarily or specifically, the opposite of dopamine here, but it's definitely in a different brain region where you can be calmer. Dopamine gives you that urge to kind of jump and all of that, whereas meditation is going to pull you down the level of total serenity. Now, mindfulness practices can increase your dopamine receptor sensitivity, making you more receptive to the positive effect of dopamine. Meditation also boosts your overall well-being, enhancing your motivation. And if you're climbing a mountain, or if you're going further than you've ever gone before in some particular thing, but it gives you that little spike of dopamine to keep on going, wonderful. But the beauty about it is, if you kind of slow down in between and have that meditative or mindfulness practice, your overall well-being, not only when you attain what you want to achieve and your focus will be rewarded and you'll be productive, but you'll also be a better person for it. Exercising regularly helps this because there's brain regions that are stimulated. So physical exercise is known to increase your dopamine levels. Engaging in regular exercise can improve your mood, your motivation, and then your productivity, where, hey, it's all good. So if we're doing all of these things, that's the beauty. The productivity increases, the focus increases, and you're going to be more holistically experienced and be able to rinse and repeat in other ways. So if you're climbing the mountain 1 minute, what an incredible achievement, once you get down safely, of course, but then you can put that into other areas of your life too. It's the same process of feelings. And if you can manage that, you can attain a lot more than you thought you could have in the first place. Listen to music. Music is a beautiful, natural thing. Get the most natural of music, because listening to music you enjoy can stimulate dopamine release. It can also make tasks more enjoyable, enhancing motivation and focus. A little bit of a warning towards this is, though, if we're trying to focus and do specific things that are not like climbing a mountain, where we can listen to music, but things like driving and things like computer work, we need to look at specific things like writing. And there's a lot going on in our brain there, and we are looking at the sense of urgency of this email, the specific feelings that the person is trying to portray, the words they're using, and the questions they're asking. So there's lots of different things. Same when you're driving, there's like external forces coming and moving at you. So you need to be sure that you have the concentration on that. Now, having said all of that, the music in the background, when you're single tasking, music on its own with meditation, that's beautiful, right? Get enough sleep as well, because sleep deprivation can lower your dopamine receptor sensitivity, which then can affect your motivation and productivity overall. So make sure that good quality sleep is ensuring your brain functions optimally. Stay hydrated, high quality. H2O will also help you too. And be open. Just because you're focusing and you're trying to be super productive, that's a wonderful thing, by the way. Be open to learning new things, trying new things, and stay socially connected. You can do all of those things together by meeting new people. That's being open to new opinions, even though what you're doing and you're very focused on, you can shelf it for now. In fact, that is a sign that you are going forward. If you can leave it for a couple of hours, a couple of days, and you can reinforce then what you've learned from other people, or maybe just cast it aside and then have that mental break, go gung-ho into it and be productive and focused in the future. I hope you got a lot from this video and your time has been well spent. I'm very glad that you've been here. Thank you for watching, and please do watch more.